This is on the choice of running mates of the two coalitions, Martha Karua and Rigathi Gachagua for deputy president, they say has not had a significant impact for either of the candidates. I'll begin with you, Dismas.
Absolutely. You know, first of all, the way these debates have been structured, that you have two levels, people with less than 5%, and then another group that is more than 5%.
Right.
In my view, if you've got less than 5%, there is no reason. You shouldn't be participating in these debates because essentially you're wasting Kenya. I mean, if you've got less than 5%, then probability of you winning is almost zero.
And what is the probability that Kenyans are not aware of the kind of, agenda that you have for them, and this would be perhaps the best platform, perhaps even increase that rating?
The fact that elections in Kenya are held every 5 years. Anybody who wants to run for office knows there are elections that are held every 5 years. So if Kenyans don't know anything about your agenda, about your policies, you have nobody but yourself to blame. The fact that it's divided into two levels, it means that the organizers and the entire nation has already taken a position that this one level is just a curtain raiser. They're going to warm the seats as we wait for Gachagua and Karua to come in. Believe me, that is the position.
You feel like this is sort of an unfair treatment?
It's unfair because they've already been classified. These are certain level, less than 5%. You know, when you do a pie chart, that is what appears in others. You put it in a different color, then you pull it out for clarity of understanding. So in my view, I think this is a complete waste of time for the others. But now for the main two candidates, tonight, Gachagua and Karua, we look at them and find out, are they ready to become presidents? Is Martha Karua ready to become president of Kenya? Is Gachagua ready to become president of Kenya? And because we're in the era of toxic politics, there are people who have been saying that there is a Martha Karua effect, that from the time she joined this ticket, she's turned Mount Kenya upside down, and people are very excited all of a sudden. But if you reflect, you ask yourself, that if a President Kenyatta has not been able to turn around Mount Kenya, how can Martha Karua do that? What kind of skills or social capital or political capital does Martha Karua possess that gives her the opportunity to turn around Mount Kenya in favor of Raila Odinga? Given a record, she ran for office. Her last race she lost as she wanted to be governor, she lost. Although we said earlier on, she went all the way to the East African Court of Justice. But ask ourselves, what does Karua bring to the table? Raila Odinga indicated that if he becomes the president, Martha Karua will be the cabinet secretary for justice and constitutional affairs. But it's important to know that under the current constitution, a deputy president cannot have that substantive position. You're a deputy president, you're a deputy president. Maybe she can be given responsibilities around that through an executive order. And then for Gachagua, when Gachagua was named as a running mate, what Ruto indicated is that I want you to be in charge of the county economic forum. So it means that for Ruto, right from the word go, he wants the deputy to focus on economics. And for Raila Odinga, he wants the deputy to focus straight on issues of justice, constitutional affairs, governance. And in my view, if Raila Odinga becomes the president, and then Martha Karua is treated with decorum, that Martha Karua and Raila Odinga have got a very solid relationship, not like the one which exists between President Kenyatta and his deputy. Then Martha Karua will drive this agenda of corruption. And corruption is something that people in Kenya don't take seriously. The president himself has admitted 2 billion shillings every day. The president of the Republic of Kenya has admitted 2 billion shillings every day. At the end of the year, it comes to 720 billion. Wow. 720 billion. Now you wonder, the president of the Republic of Kenya, the head of state and the head of Jubilee, has admitted we lose 720 billion per annum, and he's done nothing about it.
So that certainly looks bad for a president to make such an admission by saying this is happening under my watch. But hopefully that if you choose this person or you choose these candidates, they're the ones who will be responsible for tackling this issue.
Yes, Raila Odinga has indicated that when he was in government.
But then again, he's also the patron of this team.
Yes, now you're opening the Pandora's box. Now Raila Odinga is has served in government as a prime minister, and he says he knows the loopholes. He knows how these resources get lost. So one wonders over the last 5 years he's been in the handshake, how come he has not told President Kenyatta that this is the path where these resources get lost? But at this campaign, we've been told the principal responsibility for Martha Karua would be to kill corruption. So I'm hoping that tonight she'll actually face Kenya and say, this is how I'm going to kill corruption. That my principal, Mr. Raila Odinga, has told me these are the mwanyas, and these are how I'm going to close the loopholes. But it becomes very complicated, as you've indicated, that the chairman of Azimio Council is President Kenyatta. And I'm not sure, and you know, these are very dicey because Martha Karua indicated that all the coalitions have got impurities. Okay. So now, I don't know whether there's full disclosure over the people who are funding Raila Odinga, and there's full disclosure for the people who are funding Ruto. I think they need to print out the names. We need to know when Martha Karua jumps into a chopper and goes to Mombasa and goes to Kwale to meet Gama people, who is actually footing that bill. In my view, the organizers tonight need to ask those two people that can you give us a list of the people who are financing your campaign, so that we begin to know the interest. And also for Gachagua, Gachagua needs to clean his image because, you know, he's been a victim of toxic politics. Every article talks about a DO. Martha Karua was a magistrate. Nobody discussed about a magistrate. But he's said to be brutal. That during the Moi administration as a DO, he engaged in a few things that which are unacceptable. But what sets him apart is the minimum guaranteed returns, because that's what he's been talking about for the people of Mount Kenya. But he must also say that is these minimum guaranteed returns going only to affect people in Mount Kenya? What if you come from a place that doesn't enjoy these minimum guaranteed returns, that doesn't need it? So he also needs to address those two issues. But for me, at the end of the day, after they do their presentations, they need to give Kenyans confidence that in the unlikely event of anything happen, that they'll slide into the position of leadership in Kenya, and they'll not make anybody nervous. Because, you know, there are people who look at Gachagua and he comes out as a bully, somebody who's sort of abrasive, somebody who can easily morph into a dictator. So he needs to clear that.